Hey y'all, Shay here. What is going on? It is Wednesday for me / Thursday for y'all. Let's see. Today's going to be our whip and chat video, my favorite video of the week. And WIP stands for, WIP stands for work in progress. So go ahead and pull out whatever y'all are working on. I go for about an hour. So let's just hang out and let me entertain you, keep your mind off of things, keep you busy, keep you going on your projects, whatever I can do to help. I am here at your service, okay? All right, you guys. So my current whip is, let me grab a sticker because I've got y'all zoomed in. This is Valentine Masquerade, okay? It's a Diamond Art Club and it's a Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I started this back in July and never finished. I've got this one row left. I've got 4 squares left. So I'm doing this for No Start November. It's an event that Abigail Marie is hosting with Elizabeth Insley. Everybody's links down below if y'all are interested in joining this event. But there's like no rules. You just have to start something that you've already started that it's, unfinished. So this is I've been saving this because I really wanted to finish it because this was for the JBG along that Lindsay and I did with Emeralds and Fairy Lights that we did. We did a JBG along in July and I just could not finish it. Y'all, she's big. She is a 70 by 89. So that's pretty big to do in 1 month. I mean, I almost got it done, but I just couldn't finish it. I really wish I would have finished it maybe in October because it's kind of Halloweenish looking, but oh well. All right, so that's my current whip. And my pen is, hopefully y'all can see that. It's really, really cool. It's like Vampire something. I forget the name of it, but it's from Bella's DP Pens on Etsy. So I'm trying a new, there we go. A new mode on my phone. I got a new phone, as I told y'all last week. And I'm doing cinematic. So we'll see what this looks like. I think it blurs out some of the edges sometimes, but I hope it focuses. So yeah, this is my Bella pen. And it's got red and blue. I think it's called like Vampire Wreath, something like that. It's really, really cool. It's like ribbons in there. So I do have micro glue dots in my single placer. Whoa. And I've got a 9 placer that has blue wax in it. Just the little thin white ones. I am using just a white tray from Star Ore that I got on Amazon. Just one of the bigger trays. And Elizabeth Ward storage containers. Look at all those fun colors. I've got some ABs going. As y'all can see right here, I switched out all the 321s. I switched all this red to this red. And it is looking gorgeous. Yes, I'm loving the effect. It's all in her dress. When I do the post review, I'll have to show you the entire painting, but it is so pretty. And I should finish this pretty soon. I'm going to have to find another whip and another No Start November. Or maybe I'll join something else. I'm not sure what else. I know there's a ton of events going on in November. Okay, what else am I using, you guys? Grab some coffee or something to drink. I've got my coffee. Grab a snack. I just ate right before I started because I didn't want to be hangry and try to do a video. It's about 11:15 here. So it's kind of in between that breakfast and lunch phase where you start to get hungry. And I was like, So I had like half of like a protein bar. I feel better. All right. What else am I using? I think that's it. Okay, that's it. And of course, I'll link everything down below. Oh, and I use release papers. And I also get these from Amazon from Star Ore. And I just put some fun stickers on them. Okay. All right. So I was working on this section last night. And I did all the black. I did all the black border. I like to do that first. And then I started working on some of her skin. And then I kind of tuckered out and I got tired. So I stopped for the night and I was like, I'll finish this tomorrow. So let me grab a color and then we'll get chatting. Let's see, what should I start with? I don't know where this accent's coming from. I bust out in accents all the time and my kids are like, oh my gosh. It's so fun to embarrass kids. I mean, it's a job as a parent, or just to have fun with them because they like to be silly. Well, at least Lou does. My boys, not so much anymore. When you're 15 and 16, you're too cool for all that. All right. I don't think I ever told you guys, but Nate, my middle one, I know I've got some new subscribers lately. I think probably because of Lindsay. because we're doing that Jingle Drills event together, and we both did our announcement videos. And so all of a sudden I've got like an influx of subscribers. So thank y'all if you've just subscribed. I really do appreciate it. Hope you enjoy it here. I try to have as much fun as possible without getting in trouble. So, and if you haven't subscribed, this is a great time to just remind you guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it, and you'll be notified every time I post a video. And then of course, at the end, if you liked this, I'll ask you for a thumbs up. So, Nate, my 15-year-old, because I do have three kids. I've got 16, 15, and 9. Nate has been calling me Shay and not Mom. At first, I thought it was just, I'm going to move this down just a little bit, you guys, so I can get closer to the symbol. Can y'all see what I'm working on? Yeah. A little bit of a shadow from my light. Oh, it's so nasty out today, you guys. It's very gloomy. It's cold. It's rainy. It's just nasty. All right, so let me get back to my story. So I forgot to tell you guys that, and it may be strange to some people, like if they were to hear it, but I guess I've gotten used to it now. Nate started calling me Shay about 9 months ago, I would say. When he first did it, the first day or two, I thought he was just, being funny. And I'm like, okay, this is, not gonna last. Y'all, it hasn't stopped. He calls me Shay. He doesn't call me Mom. And at first it bothered me, and I talked to him about it, and I'm like, I don't know if that's like disrespectful or, I wasn't sure how I felt about it. But knowing Nate and knowing his personality, he's not being disrespectful. He's just very, very independent. He's not going to be easily influenced by other people. That's for sure. He's not going to be one of those kids that I have to worry about, with bad influences and drugs and alcohol and all that stuff. If he doesn't want to do it, he ain't going to do it. That's Nate. A quick little story about Nate. Whenever he was a baby, he was a kid. He was probably 2, I think. My husband had asked him for a hug. And he said, no, I don't want a hug. And he's not real affectionate. So that makes total sense now that I think you think about it. And now that he's gotten older, it's so hard to get hugs from him. He's just not affectionate. And of course, for Mother's Day, that's always the gift that I ask for is a hug, or for my birthday. And he gives me like a half hug. And of course, every day when he gets out of the car, when I drop him off for school, I'm like, love you. Never says it back, but I know he hears me. Anyways, when he was about 2, my husband had asked for a hug, and he said no. And my husband's like, I'm going to hold you until you give me a hug. Y'all, he held him for like an hour. He is that, and finally he gave in, but that's just how kind of kid he is. But he calls me Shay. So what do y'all think? Is that weird? I don't know of any other kids that call their parents by their name. Let me know if y'all do that. I know maybe as adult, I still call my mom Mom. So it's just, I don't know, but it's just Nate. He's got his own personality. I don't want him to feel like he's got to conform to a certain thing because that's what everybody else does. So that's just, I've gotten used to it now, but it kind of catches me off guard at times. I'm like, God, I wonder if anybody else is going to think this is strange. But yeah, he calls me by my name, so, but sometimes he'll slip up. Every once in a while, a Shay will come out. A Mom will come out, and we're all like, what? You just call me Mom. But his reasoning for doing this whole thing is because he says he can get my attention easier when he calls my name. He's like, when I was saying Mom, you would kind of ignore me a little bit, but as soon as I say your name, you look right away. I was like, okay, I can kind of get that. That is probably true. There's a lot of moms, so I'm like, especially with Lou, Mom, 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 Mom. My 9-year-old, so... All right, y'all, let's get to some more diamond painting talk. I kind of started talking about kids all of a sudden. I'm sorry, I got off track. So, let's see, I took a few notes. So, went through No Start November. So, and then Jingle Drills. So I'm going to be co-hosting with Emerald and Fairy Lights with Lindsay. We just did our announcement videos this week. So hopefully y'all went and checked those out. But the event it's called Jingle Drills, and it starts November 29th. And it's anything winter, holiday, Christmas, snow, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, any of those things, whatever it means to you, any religious paintings, anything. So yeah, join us. We've got a Facebook group that just opened up. And if you have any questions, just ask me. I've got my email listed down below, or message me on Instagram if you have Instagram. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. So we're very excited about Jingle Drills. It's coming, y'all. Christmas is coming. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I feel about it. I love Christmas, obviously. But, just trying to decide what to get everybody is sometimes kind of stressful. And I like to shop, but as y'all know, I'm not a huge lover of shopping. So it's It's just it wears me out. And so it's exhausting to me. I don't know why. I think there's just too many decisions and I'm very indecisive. So I think it's just overwhelming for me at times, and it just kind of is draining. It's almost like going to a party and having to be social for several hours can be draining. So like just emotionally and not really physically. Well, yeah, you're still walking around stores and that still kind of can wear you out. But anyways, but yeah, Christmas is coming and I'm not a huge online shopper. I kind of feel like I need to see, feel, look, see if it's the right size for whoever it's for. And so that kind of gets me. All right, jingle drills. We talked about that. Okay, so I don't think I have any other diamond painting news. I normally like to talk, business before we get into the personal stuff. Talk a little shop. I think that's it for shop talk. If there's anything I missed, let me know. I did a live on Halloween. That was a ton of fun. Hope you guys had fun. If you couldn't make it, go check out the replay. I really enjoyed that. I wasn't going to go live originally, but I ended up going live. And I'm so glad I did because I was able to fit it in before we went trick-or-treating. And it kind of just got the night going. It was so fun. I was tired by the end of the night. Let's put it that way. I was exhausted because after hanging out with y'all for an hour, then I had to meet up with a bunch of moms and chat with them and, trick-or-treat for like 3 hours and walk and, keep track of the kids. And so by the end of the night, I was like, whew, I'm tired. I was a little worn out, but it was fun. We had a successful, oops, that doesn't go there. We had a successful Halloween. That's all that matters. Everybody had fun. Okay, so let's start with before Halloween. Okay, y'all. Something happened Friday night. So let me tell you how it all went down. And we'll just kind of go from there. It was Friday about 5:15 in the afternoon. So a lot of traffic, a lot of cars, everybody trying to get home. And my husband calls me. And I figured he was just calling me to tell me he was on his way home because he wasn't home at that point. He was about 45 minutes away. He was at work. And I thought, okay, he's just calling to tell me he's on his way home. He calls me. And the first thing he says to me is, because he doesn't want me to worry, he's like, honey, everybody's okay. And I'm like, oh my gosh, did Ryan get in a car accident? Because y'all, if you don't know, I have a 16-year-old that just started driving in April. So he said, yes, he did, but he's okay. Everybody's okay. And I was like, oh my God, my heart just stopped. As a parent, this is going to come. It's inevitable that they're probably going to get in a car accident. I knew that, especially a new driver. So he's like, he's okay. They pulled over into a parking lot and they're exchanging information. And I'm like, well, what happened? He goes, well, somebody rear-ended him. So it wasn't his fault. So that was a sigh of relief, at least, But, he can still have whiplash and all the other things that can happen with, with fender benders. But, they were on a very busy street, very main busy street where we live. They were heading to a Halloween store to get some stuff for their, outfits, their costumes. So, my husband's like, they're exchanging information, but, he said the guy doesn't have his insurance card on him and he's on hold with his insurance company. He said it's kind of taking a long time. I'm like, oh no, that doesn't sound good. So I said, well, what do you think? Do I need to head up there? He goes, well, I'm going to call him back in just a few minutes. I was just kind of, waiting for him to get, some information from the guy and see what's going on. And y'all, I was just about to head out to go grab dinner. And it happened to be near where the accident happened. It's just about 5 minutes from there. So I said, you know what? I said, so he's okay? He's like, I think so. I was like, you know what? I was going to go head out and get, this, Jimmy John's for us, the sandwiches for dinner. He goes, well, it's right near there. Why don't you go stop by and make sure everything's okay? I'm like, great. Cause y'all was panicking. I wanted to make sure he was okay. And I wanted to make sure this other person wasn't going to try to leave or, pull something shisty. So, okay, I think that's it for that symbol. So I rushed, it took me about 15 minutes because it was very busy to get there. And it was like the longest 15 minutes. And I kept checking Ryan's location to make sure that he was still there. And he was. They were in a fast food parking lot. They both had decided to pull over there. So at least the guy pulled over. But I kind of went mama bear mode. I don't know where it came from. It's just that natural, I guess, to protect instinct. You know, you hit my baby, you know, what are you doing? So, and I came up all kind of hard, I think, at first. I pulled into the parking lot kind of rough. I noticed that. And I was like, maybe it was adrenaline. But I pulled in there, kind of, you know, parked real quick, shoved it into park, and they're all kind of looking at me. And I think the guy knew at that point, like, oh shit, I think this is the mother. Because I was looking at them like, you are in trouble, buddy. He was on hold. He was on his phone. So I walk up, and nice guy, y'all. I mean, if this is gonna happen, at least it was a nice guy. He reaches his hand out to me to shake my hand and tells me what his name is. Well, first of all, with everything going on right now, with germs and everything, I don't really want to be shaking hands with strangers. But I did anyways, because I felt like it would have been rude not to. But I'm like, what are we doing here? And I wasn't really in the happy mood to go, hey, nice to meet you, you know? But y'all, he was being polite. He was being nice. But I was just in that mode of like, I was on like the defense, you know? Because I wasn't sure what was going on. So I told the guy, I'm like, so do you have your insurance card with you? And he said, no, I only got this car a week ago and I don't have the information. So I'm going to hold with my insurance company. I'm like, okay. I said, well, I guess we'll wait. So I checked on my son and I'm like, you guys okay? Checked in with his buddies. Everybody all good? You guys are good? Yes, we're all good. I said, okay. So we waited probably about 10 minutes and the guy is still on hold. And I say the guy, I don't know exactly how old he was, but I think he was young as well, but he was older than Ryan. He probably was like maybe early 20s, maybe 18, 19. So he was young. His mom was there when I showed up. And so I see two people standing there. I see him and this lady. And I said, were you with him? And she said, no, I'm his mother. And I guess so here they both had their mothers there, which was kind of funny. So she was just kind of standing next to him, you know, just trying to see what, you know, she could do too. So, and she had drove separately. She had met him up there too. I guess he had called her. So we're waiting. It's taking too long. And I said, you know what? And I told him up front, I went over there and I said, I'm going to go ahead and call the police. I said, we just need to get something here to get things going because I don't know what's going on, but we don't have your information yet. So I'm going to call the police and I'm just going to have them help us out. And they're like, okay. So I called the police. They were very nice. Gave them all the information. They told me to tell Ryan to turn on his hazards so the police officer could find him and know which car it was. And they asked for, you know, everyone's license. And they said, do you think he's a flight risk? Do you think he's going to drive away? And I said, I don't think so. I said, but it's taking a really long time to get his insurance information. And I'm wondering if they even have insurance. I don't know. And she said, okay, we're sending an officer out there. So a female officer shows up. She was really cool. She's like, okay, so let me talk to y'all first, separately from them. So she talked to Ryan. She asked for his license and his insurance card, and he gave that to her, and he was very composed. He told her what happened. He said, I was in the far left-hand lane, and I started to slow down a little bit because I was going to be turning soon into this parking lot, and he just came up and hit me from behind. And she said, okay, well, let me go talk to him separately, and I'll be right back. So she goes and talks to him, and she's like, okay, he told me the same thing. So no one wanted to say it was his fault, but we all knew it was. And obviously if someone hits you from behind, it's always going to be their fault. But this guy's car, you guys, and I was going to take a picture of Ryan's truck, but I forgot to. I know he's got plenty on his phone and I forgot to ask him for one. But so he drives a truck and his truck is very messed up. I don't know how fast this guy was going, but I mean, he can still drive it. It's not totaled, but the bumper, one side of the right-hand side of the bumper's all smashed in. The right-hand side of the bumper is broken. Like the tail light is broken. A little piece of it broke off. It still works. It's just the cover is broken. And that part of the truck, it's, the bed of the truck is buckling a little bit. So it hit so hard that it actually, because when we first saw it at night, my husband just thought, okay, it's probably not going to be that bad. It looks like it's just, bumper, maybe new tailgate. That's going to be it. And a new taillight. Well, he started looking at it the next day and he's like, look at the left side of the truck, kind of put your hand down, slide it down the side of the truck and then slide it down this other side. And you could feel, it crumpled it a little bit. So I think the whole back of the truck needs to be fixed now. Not just the tailgate, not just the bumper. It's going to be so expensive, you guys. So she got, she went back. She said, I'll be right back. So she goes to her police car and she's in there for a while. And we're all kind of waiting around. She comes back out and she's like, okay. And she hands us both pieces of paper. And she's like, here's each other's insurance information. And y'all, here's the weird thing. Right after she got there and the police officer went and talked to him and his mother, all of a sudden an insurance card shows up. All of a sudden. It was the weirdest thing. All of a sudden they had an insurance card. So why in the hell was this guy on hold for like 30 minutes and his mom was there when I pulled up. She was there and he was still on hold. And then all of a sudden she comes up with this magical insurance card with all their information. I'm like, were they trying not to give it to us? I don't know, you guys. It just seems really weird. All of a sudden they had their information. And I saw the police officer holding an insurance card of theirs. And I'm like, wait a second, where'd that come from? Good news is, I don't care how it all came about, but the good news is they do have insurance and it is current. So I was like, okay. So the police officer tells us, what to do, contact each other's information, blah, blah, blah. And then she leaves. So Ryan's like, can I go ahead and head out? And I'm like, yeah, are y'all good? Everybody's good. Yeah, we're good. Okay. I'll see you at home. So we're all walking back to our cars. And all of a sudden I see this guy pull up and he looks like the dad of the kid, the kid that hit Ryan. And I was like, uh-oh. And he pulled up and Ryan's truck was right next to this guy's car. Now this guy's car got, I didn't even tell you all the damage to his car from hitting the back of a truck. Ooh, the whole front of his hood was just crumpled up. It was bad. Really, really bad. So I think this was the dad that had shown up. And he was looking at the damage and he was on the phone. And so I just kind of hung out and I made sure that he didn't say anything to Ryan, and he didn't. They all got in the car and they, headed off. Yeah. It was crazy. My husband said that when he called him, because he didn't call me, he called my husband, because I think he knew I would go in panic mode and not know exactly what to do, because I would freak out. And my husband's so calm in an emergency. He's like the best person to have around when there's an emergency. We call him Dr. Dad, because if any of the kids have ever gotten hurt and there's blood, especially blood, we get Dr. Dad here, and Dr. Dad takes care of it because mom freaks out. And I don't do well with the sight of blood. As y'all know, because I've told the stories about giving blood before, I've passed out. I can't even look at it. I can't handle blood. So, but when it's your kid that's hurt, obviously there's times I've aided to my kids and I've helped them and I've done what I needed to do as a parent. But if dad's there and dad's around, Dr. Dad's here to the rescue. But my husband said later on that when Ryan had called him, he goes, oh, he sounded so scared. He was like really scared, you guys. Just imagine your very first accident. And he's only been driving for, since April. But thank God, just thank God he is okay. So I really am so thankful and so happy that, our cars can be fixed. They're cars, and I'm not going to get caught up in all that stuff. It's just, I'm so glad he's okay and no one got hurt. The other guy's okay. And, because it could have been so much worse. So we got that. We got our first accident under our belts. Okay. And now he knows what to do. And when we were standing there waiting for the police officer to write her report and everything, and him and I were talking, he's like, Mom, I was like, were you okay? Were you scared? He goes, yeah, I was scared. I'm like, I would be too. And I've been driving for X amount of years and I've been in an accident before. It's scary. You almost don't know what to do. You kind of panic, the adrenaline. So you guys, it was scary for everybody. But, so after I left there, I went to Jimmy John's, acted like nothing had happened, went and got our dinner. And I come home and I'm on my way home and Nate calls me because I told him I was going to get dinner. And I was gone for like an hour and it's not that far away. And he goes, Mom, where are you at? I'm like, oh, Ryan had an accident. He's like, you're kidding. I'm like, nope, that's where I've been for the last hour. He's like, oh my gosh, is he okay? And y'all, to see, so him and his brother don't get along. Nate, they're 16 months apart and there's like always competition and they're always mean to each other. And I'm hoping they'll be close one day, but it's not today. And it hasn't been for a long time. But Nate seemed genuinely concerned about Ryan. And had a ton of questions, was like so glad he was okay. So it was a little touching moment, you know, to see that his brother cared, because sometimes you wonder. I never see them talk to each other. When we're on family vacations, it's kind of awkward. You know, they kind of stay in their own lane. They stay in their own rooms. They kind of avoid each other. You know, Ryan takes him to school half the time, but he drops him off. They don't even walk in together. He drops Nate off and then he goes and parks. I was like, what? When I found that out, I thought that was weird. I don't know if they talk on the way to school. I've asked them and they're like, yeah, we do. I don't know if they even talk. So yeah, there's that. Relationship is kind of weird. But maybe that's just brothers, you know? Who knows, you guys? And this is slipping around. All right. So that was the excitement Friday night, which was very, very scary. Very scary. I knew it was coming though. I knew it was going to happen. It's, you know, accidents happen, you know, they just do. And I didn't want to freak out. So I think I handled it pretty well, overall. So I was proud of myself too. We all kind of did what we needed to do and got it taken care of. Okay. What time am I at? 20 minutes? Okay. I don't want to talk too long, you guys, because I got other stuff to talk about. All right. So that was Friday. Let's see. Saturday, Lou had cheer. She had cheerleading. And of course they lost. Poor team. They've never won a game. It was really cute. They had been practicing for the past month. The girls had been practicing for their Halloween halftime show. They did a special dance. It was all Halloween and they had like M&M t-shirts and, they had like little headbands and it was really cute. So they did, a little song to a bunch of Halloween music. They did a dance. So that was cute. We got that on video and she had a good time and, the boys ran out on the field and danced with them at the last minute and nobody knew. It was like a surprise. The cheer moms, the cheer coaches and the moms on the football team had been talking to each other and they planned it all out and they told the boys, but our girls didn't know. So they went out there and started doing some of the dance with them. So it was cute. My mom and dad were there. So they came out and watched and y'all, it was cold. It was nice during the day, but it got cold that night. And one of Lou's little friends had come with us and she was cold, but my dad had an extra blanket. So she wrapped up in that and I had brought a jacket. So I was glad, but it got cold. Let's see. So that was Saturday. And then, I don't remember if anything happened Saturday night. And then Sunday, of course, was Halloween. Okay. So, let me know how you guys were on Halloween. If you celebrate, if you do celebrate, what'd you guys do? I know I asked several of you during my live, what your plans were. And it looked like a mixture of, you know, like just hanging out at the house, going trick-or-treating. Wasn't a lot of trick-or-treating answers. So I'm just curious if anyone else trick-or-treated and how it went. Did your kids get a haul? Because Lou did. She got some candy. Y'all, this was the first year that my boys did not go out on Halloween. But they are 15 and 16, so I guess it was bound to happen. So now it's kind of sad. I only have like one official trick-or-treater. So Nate had 2 buddies come over. And they watched Nightmare on Elm Street. They kind of did like a little, you know, marathon. So they watched Freddy Krueger. And so then I had ordered Domino's earlier in the day and picked it up several hours before because I figured trying to order pizza that night, it would take forever to get to us. So I just had them reheat it. I picked it up around like 3 and his friends came over around like 6 and they just heated it up and they all had pizza. So here was the thing that happened during the day on Sunday. Okay. Before I did my live, it was the Halloween drama is ridiculous. Just the girl drama is ridiculous. I just can't get over the stuff that happened. So if y'all have heard me talk about it for the past month or so, there was all this drama about costumes. Okay. First, Lou and her best friend were going to be cows and then they were going to be police officers. So her mom and I bought police officer outfits. There was some drama there. When they both got theirs, Lou didn't like hers, and they both decided they didn't want to be police officers. Good thing hers wasn't expensive, and we still had a lot of time. So then we ordered all this cow print outfit, right? It was like cow printed bike shorts and a cow bucket hat, and cow shoes, and all this cow stuff. So, and a cow bag, like a purse. So, and her best friend got her stuff. They looked a little different, but they looked adorable together. They were both cow printed, you know, costumes, and they were so cute. And they'd been planning to go trick-or-treating together for like, you know, months. So the day of, No, I take that back. Let's see, Saturday at Lou's cheer at the game, one of the moms had asked me what our plans were for Halloween. And I said, oh, we're going to be going trick-or-treating with our neighbor. What are your plans? Because I wasn't sure why she was asking. Maybe she didn't have any plans and I was going to invite her to go with us. And she was like, oh, we're going to go trick-or-treating with one of your neighbors who's a friend of my daughter's and her best friend. And I said, oh, okay. Let me talk to everybody and maybe we can all go together. So I didn't think anything of it, right? I was just, we can all go together. What's the big deal? Oh, it was a big deal. Oh my gosh. I started a shitstorm when I brought it up. So first of all, first thing that kind of went down is Lou went over to her best friend's house and mentioned to her, would you want to go trick-or-treating with these other two girls? And we'll go as a big group. Well, her best friend has been pretty adamant about wanting to go trick-or-treating just with Lou. She wants it to be just the two of them. And she's been saying it over and over and over for a while. And Lou would come home and tell me that. She's like, but Mom, I don't want to go trick-or-treating just with her. I want to go with a big group. And so I was like, yeah, big groups are fun to trick-or-treat in. I was like, oh, it'll just kind of all come together. I'm sure we'll all be in a big group. So I figured that's how it was kind of starting to happen was, we were all starting to get a big group together. So she goes over there and mentions to her best friend that, we're going to maybe go trick-or-treating with these other two girls. And does that sound good? Well, her best friend did not like that. She started crying and Lou came home and Lou was upset. Lou started crying, saying now she doesn't want to go trick-or-treating with me. And I said, let me text her mom. Hold on. Let me figure this out. Surely that's not the case. We'll figure this out. Y'all been planning this forever and you've got matching costumes. Surely we're going to be trick-or-treating together. It can't be that big of a deal. Oh my gosh. Yes, it was. So I send her mom a message and I just said something to the effect of, hey, are y'all, do y'all want to go trick-or-treating with, so-and-so? And she's like, actually, Lou came over here and told her best friend, her best friend's name is Kate, told her that, she was going to be trick-or-treating with these two other girls. And that, and her best friend said, I don't want to trick-or-treat with them. And she said, well, I'm going to go. Something like that. I don't know if Lou said that or not, you guys. So the mother's like, so when she said that, we've already made plans with other school friends. What? You've already made plans with somebody else? She got that upset. Okay, so I don't get it, you guys. I just don't get it. I'm just not, I don't operate that way. I'm like, hey, let's all, get together. More people, more the merrier. I don't get cliquey like that with stuff. But it's funny, she didn't want to go, she was mad about not going just with Lou, but yet she called up these friends at the last minute, school friends, and will go with other people. But she can't go with these girls in the neighborhood. So then I text her back and I said, oh, well, that's really a shame. I didn't think this was going to be such a big deal. Okay, well, can you let me know what your final plans are? Because I thought we were all going together. I said, we don't have to go with these other girls. She really wants to go with her best friend. So let me know. We don't have to go with these other people if it's going to cause this kind of problem. So she sends me a message back. Y'all, this is like back and forth all day Saturday. It's ridiculous. And she sends me a message back saying something like, oh, well, we have a problem because I think it's already too late. We've already called these other friends and already made these plans and now we can't back out. I'm like, fine. I'm like, I will go ahead and make other plans for Lou now. We will just go with these other girls. Have fun. And she was like, well, the reason why, we can't go with these people is because there's some drama between a couple of those girls. And you know how they are in groups. I'm like, no, it's trick-or-treating. What drama is there going to be? They're going to be running from house to house. We're going to be there. It's not like they're going over to each other's houses and like fighting or something and not getting along playing toys. I mean, which can happen sometimes. It's trick-or-treating. Why can't we all just go as a group? We're all neighbors. So whatever. Yeah. So Lou happened to have another little girl over playing whenever I found all this out. And so I was going to break the news to her and I didn't know how she was going to react. So I went up to her room and I'm like, hey, so we're going to go ahead and go trick-or-treating with these other 2 girls. And your best friend doesn't want to go. Okay. So, and then the little girl that was playing here, I'm like, hey, what are your plans? Like, who are you going with? She's like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going. And she lives in our neighborhood. And she's friends with these other 2 girls. And I'm like, well, do you want to come with us? She's like, yeah, ask my mom. So y'all, I text that mom. So we had another girl. So she got to trick or treat with 3 other friends. And she had such a good time. It was a blast. She had fun after all. I know she missed her best friend and I know she wanted to go with her, but if that's how it's going to all work out and if there's issues with people, then what am I going to do? I can't. I just have to accept that, I guess. So yeah. And so I was like, I just want this to be over. I just want to have fun. And then of course we had the live, right after all this was happening and I was like, oh, I need a drink. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was just too much. And I don't know, my boys were never like this. I never had to deal with this. And then I'm kind of a tomboy and I'm sure if my mom and dad are listening, I know I had some girl drama. I'm sure I did. I just don't remember it all. But gosh, that's a lot. Just all the planning. And of course my husband was so funny. He was like, don't worry. Cause I would tell him, which I've learned my lesson, probably not to tell him all the little things that are going back and forth with the text messages with the other mom. Cause he was like, don't worry about it. It'll all work out. Just go out. You'll see people. You'll just meet up with people. It'll just kind of all come. I'm like, no, I don't think that's how it happens. You got to like plan something. And see, guys are like, yeah, just go. You'll find people. I was like, I don't want to do that. She's not going to want to do that. She's going to want to have a plan and like have something set with somebody, or maybe it's more me. I don't know. But I did want to have like a concrete plan because I'm a planner and I wanted to make sure we were good and that she wasn't going to be trick-or-treating by herself. So, but while we were out, she did see her best friend and I saw her too. And I asked Lou later on that night, I'm like, did you see her? And she's like, I did. Cause she waved at me when I saw her and she's kind of shyer and, I wasn't sure if she was going to do anything, but she's like, yeah, she waved at me. I'm like, okay, good. So, and they've been playing, they played, the day after, like nothing's wrong. So I don't think it caused any problems between them or the mother and I, because I didn't know if she was going to be, upset with me but I guess it's all good, you guys, now. I guess it's over. I hope it's over. I've moved on, but my goodness, the drama llamas, you guys. Is this what I have to look forward to? I know that y'all that have girls are like, yep, this is just a little bit. It's just starting because y'all, she's 9. And I know this is just the tip, right? The tip of the iceberg. It's coming. So, but we really wanted a girl, and that comes with the girl territory, I guess. All right, so that was Halloween. So during my live, if y'all didn't see it, I did wear a costume. I love dressing up in costumes. So I was Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. And the costume has been worn multiple times. It's like a oldie but goodie, which y'all, by the way, it's so sad. I had to put Dorothy in the trash because I've worn her many times. Lou wore it last year. I wore it this year and it ripped and it was like this, it was just falling apart. Plus I got a little too big for it and I ripped the arms in it a little bit and the lace at the bottom, like underneath, like the little petticoat part was all ripping. Strings were hanging and I was like, I think it's time. It was sad. I had to put Dorothy in the trash. But I did dress up as Dorothy for my live. And my plan was to not wear that out. I mean, I had my clothes laid out that I had on before I changed into the costume. I was like, I'm just going to change real quick and then we'll go. I come out from the live into the living room and I'm telling Lou that she needs to go get ready and get dressed. And she looks at me and she's like, are you going to wear that? And I'm like, no, I'm going to go change. She goes, no, please wear it. Please, Mom, please wear it. My husband's like, and he's just looking at us. I'm like, honey, what do you think? Yay, nay. I'm like, it's up to you. I'm like, dude, is this embarrassing? Is this bad? How does it look? And he's like, it's up to you. I was like, oh, you're not very helpful. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have it tied in the back. It feels too tight. So I don't even know if I can wear it. I'm like, does it look tight? And he's like, no, it doesn't look too tight. And then after, of course, I come home and I've like hulked out of it. I've ripped the armpits of it are all ripped because it was so tight on my arms. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I hope I wasn't walking around with it ripped like this and hopefully there wasn't holes and who knows, you guys. I mean, it got dark at some point, but we did start before it got dark. We started early this year and we were gone. So I ended up wearing it. I was Dorothy. So Lou was happy. Mom dressed up. So, you know, if it makes your kid happy, why not? Just do it, right? It's Halloween. So it was fun. Brought a roadie with me. So I had my wine, and we went trick-or-treating in another neighborhood. Because one of the kids that she trick-or-treated with, we met over at their house, and they live in a different neighborhood. And we've never trick-or-treated over there. But something unfortunate happened over there while we were trick-or-treating, and it really scared Lou, and it scared some of the other kids. So we're walking down the street, and we're getting to the end of a street, and all of a sudden, we hear sirens. And we all thought, oh, it's the police just coming to like say hi and like put their sirens on and maybe do something for the kids for Halloween. Oh, no. They were hauling ass through this neighborhood. And it was one, and then it was another, and then it was another. And I thought, oh my gosh, here you've got all these, and it just had gotten dark, so everybody was out, and it was a busy neighborhood. So it could have been really bad, you guys. You know, but I guess, I mean, how did they make that call? You know, the police, there's an emergency. And I know it's Halloween and there's trick-or-treaters, and you could possibly hit somebody, you know, speeding like that down the street, but there's an emergency. So I don't know how they, you know, but yeah, they had to do what they had to do. So, first it was like three police cars, and then it was, an ambulance, and then it was a fire truck. And we were like, where are they going? What's going on? So they turned right where we were at on that corner of that street. They turned and they went and stopped at the corner of the next street. So we could see where they stopped. So Lou could see what was going on, which is the part that comes in where it was a little traumatic for her. We look down there and we see someone on the ground, and a gentleman on the ground, and he's purple. He had a heart attack. And it was a dad. It wasn't like a grandfather. It was someone's dad. It was a younger gentleman. We found out later on who it was. And he was, somebody was giving him CPR, and Lou's never seen anything like this. And we're like, y'all don't look, you know, we were like, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. And they're like, what's going on? And we're like, they're getting help, you know? And so, they did get him on the stretcher, got him in there. And, we just kept walking to the next street. We're like, y'all don't need to see this. Let's just keep walking. We all don't need to be standing here looking. So, the gentleman, I found out somebody knows him. He is okay. And this guy, he's like 48. So like my age, great shape, had a heart attack. You know, you hear about that happening. It just happens, I guess, you know, to even the healthiest of people. And the gentleman that was giving him CPR, we know who that is too. His daughter was on Lou's cheer team a couple of years ago. He is a fireman and a paramedic. Thank God he happened to be on that same street when this happened. It was just meant to be, you know, for someone that had that experience that could help him. And apparently, you know, come to find out, he saved his life. You know, he wouldn't have survived if it wouldn't have been for the CPR, because he was purple. So it really, really scared Lou. She had a ton of questions. You know, first of all, you know, what does a heart attack mean? Like that night when I was tucking her in, she was like, what does a heart attack mean? What does, you know, can it happen to you? And do you just fall down all of a sudden? And she had a ton of questions. Do you have to go to the hospital? And do you die? I mean, she just, y'all, and I didn't have all the answers. I tried to, you know, I didn't want to scare her. So of course I made everything sound, you know, I'm like, you know, the best that I could. But she was so scared. She was like, Mom, will you sleep with me tonight? I was like, sure. So I went and got changed and got ready for bed, and I slept with her, but it really scared her. I'm again, thankful and thank God that the gentleman's going to be okay. He's still in the hospital, but I think he's going to be released, they said, in a couple of days. So he's recovering. But thank God for, you know, that dad being there, that paramedic and fireman being there and having that experience to be able to help him out. I guess his wife had posted something on social media, the wife of the gentleman that had the heart attack. And she was like, thank you so much to him because he saved his life. So y'all, you know, just certain people, it's like they're your guardian angels, you know. I really do believe that. I mean, I don't know if y'all believe that, but I do. I feel like, you know, things happen for a reason, and, you know, certain things at certain times happen, and it's just, yeah, I believe in guardian angels. And his angel was looking out for him and looking over him. So Yeah, but it was pretty scary. And it kind of, after that, you're like, oh, how do you keep going trick-or-treating after that? The kids were all kind of shook. And I'm just glad we weren't on that street right there, like in front of it happening. We were down a street, but she could still see everything, but not as close as I was like, oh, thank God. But his poor kids, gosh, I the whole thing is just awful. And there was all these rumors flying around the next day that, somebody said a kid got hit by a car, and we're like, no, that's not what happened. It's just interesting, rumors get started and people don't know, what exactly happened. But yeah, so poor Lou was scared. How are we on time? 47 minutes. Okay, good. We're wrapping it up. You know what? I need a sip of coffee. I've been going. I'm making some headway, y'all. I know I'm kind of going. So somebody asked me, and they left a comment in one of my videos, and I don't know why they were asking, but they said, do you multi-place? And I'm like, I do. But a lot of times when I'm doing whip and chats, I'm concentrating on talking to you guys. So sometimes it's easier for me just to single place. I may multi-place a little bit here and there, but I probably single place a lot more than I do if I'm just like watching a show or a video or, Oh, my coffee's getting a little cold. I'm gonna have to go heat it up. All right. So speaking of shows, oh no, one more thing. So that was Sunday. And she was, of course, exhausted the next day. Getting her up Monday morning for school was not fun. She was just worn out because she was hungry when we got home. After we got home from trick-or-treating, we went to her friend's house where my car was, and all the girls wanted to trade candy. So we were there for like 45 minutes, and they all were sorting their candy out, and she got so much. I might put a clip in of her stash, but she got a ton of candy. Her haul, yeah, she got a lot. So. Okay, we just got done trick-or-treating, and here's the haul. Lou, you want to say hi? Hi. Let me see. Look at all the candy. Ooh, the cow made out. All right, they're gonna sort their candy now. Are you sorting it by categories?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing Reese's.
Oh yeah, that's how I sort it too. She was hungry, so we needed to eat, and I was hungry, so we didn't get to bed till really late. Okay, so this weekend, Saturday, I'm so excited, you guys. There's the Craftably retreat. And I say retreat, it's just a day retreat. It's from 10 in the morning to like 5 or 6 at night. So just during the day, it's a potluck. Everybody's going to bring something. And Craftably is hosting. So they're going to be letting us use their shop. And they've got like an area where they do parties. And they just opened it up because they bought the place next door to them. If y'all have seen my video, I did it a while back when I went and visited them. And I just kind of showed y'all the space. And yeah, so that's where we're going to be. And my mother-in-law's coming, Sandra West, and you can call me Butter, Randy. So we're all going to like carpool together. And so we've all been, this week kind of messaging and setting all that up for, Saturday. And then, yeah, I've got a ton of stuff to bring. I'm going to bring, of course, I'm going to bring a cross stitch with me to see if anybody can help me with that and see if it's something I would like or that I get. And then I'm bringing the Owl Fashionista. I figured, I needed something kind of small to pack it up. And so I rolled it up in a Craftably tube. And so I'm going to bring that little owl with me because I don't know how much diamond painting I'll actually get done. We're going to be visiting. There's going to be a lot of people that I'm going to get to meet that I've never met before. Some subscribers, some other creators. So I'll have to tell y'all all about that when I get back, afterwards. Maybe I'll even try to, if it's appropriate and everybody's okay with it and it feels like it's okay to do, I might even try to take a little video. I might even vlog, do a little vlogging while I'm there. We'll see. I'll kind of get a, feel for the room and kind of just see if it's appropriate. I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. Plus, I don't want to be weird either going, okay, let's take a video. So what else? So that's Saturday. So I'm going to bring my diamond painting, my cross stitch. Everybody's bringing food. So I think I'm going to bring coleslaw. I'm not a cook. Y'all know this. I don't bake. I don't cook. But it sounds like there was a lot of desserts. Craftably's going to have some meat. They're going to smoke some meat. So it sounds like we needed more sides. And I do know how to make really, really, really good coleslaw with like pineapple chunks and like, it's really good. So it's homemade coleslaw. So I think I might bring that. That's kind of my plan now, but I'll have to go shopping Friday for it. I want to wait till, I want to make sure the coleslaw is fresh because that cabbage I was going to grab it today and I was like, it's only Wednesday. It's not going to be good. So I'm going to wait. But yeah, so that's the plan Saturday. And then, I think that's it for this part. What else was I going to tell you guys? I feel like I was going to tell you something else. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to ask you guys some questions. How was your Halloween? I think I already asked y'all that. How are you doing? But just in general, what's going on with you guys? I love to know what you're working on. And, if y'all been busy, if you've been slow, how are you feeling? And just in general, what's the mood like where you are? And how are things going? So, and how's the weather? Like I was complaining going, it doesn't feel like fall here. It doesn't, we've worn flip-flops and shorts and t-shirts. It hit. The great news is, like I was saying, Saturday at Lou's game, it was really, really cold. And I was like, oh my gosh, Halloween's going to be freezing. Y'all, it was perfect Halloween night. It was like 70s. I was worried in that Dorothy costume being cold, but I wasn't cold. Lou was great. Plus we were walking the whole time. And, we went from, we started at about 5:30 and we went till about 7:30, 8. So about 2.5 hours. So it was a lot. My feet hurt. I had these like uncomfortable little red, little ballet slippers on. And so I've got blisters now on my feet from them. Yeah. So they were not good shoes to wear. I really wished I would have been a little more comfortable, but you know what? We got through it. It was fun. Nate was telling me that he only got about 5, the doorbell only rang like 5 times. So we barely got any trick-or-treaters. We have a ton of candy left over. Ryan never went out. Ryan stayed home up in his room. He'd gone out Saturday night to like a Halloween thing. He'd gone out Friday night for high school football game where they dressed up. So he had plenty of, Halloween things going on before Halloween night. So I'm glad he stayed put because it was a school night. So everybody was in and shut the lights off at 10 and we were done. So yeah, you guys let me know how you are. And let's see, where are we at in time? We're at 53. Okay. I think that's it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I was going to tell you guys. I know I've talked quite a bit already and I don't want to wear y'all out. So one more thing. Bev B, if you know who Bev is, she is another creator here on YouTube. She's awesome. She goes live on Tuesday nights. Well, this coming Tuesday, next Tuesday, she will not be able to go live because she's going to go visit her boyfriend. He's out of town and the internet's really bad. So she was looking for a replacement. So right now we're kind of throwing around. She threw it out there to a group of creators going, hey, does anybody want to go live in my spot? And, I already go live on Sundays and, I'm going to try to get Randy to commit to go with me this Sunday. But, they were like, hey, Randy, you should do it. Well, Randy's got a dentist appointment that day. So she's like, I don't know how I'm going to be feeling. I won't know till that afternoon. So I said I would fill in if Randy doesn't feel 100%, if she's not up to it. So we're just trying to figure out logistics, but I might go live if Randy can't do it or someone else might go. So it might be me. So we'll see. I'm ready. I'm good for it. I love to do lives. I love to hang out with you guys. So I might be, taking care of that on Tuesday. We'll see. I'm here if she needs me. That's all I said. If you need me, I'm here. And that's, I want to be backup if need be. So I'd love it if she went live. I know she's probably going to kill me for saying that on here. But we need more Randy. I love her. All right, you guys. I think that's going to be it for me. I'll link everything down below in the description. Anything that y'all need to know about. Channels, supplies, all the good things. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for spending, this last hour with me. I know that that's a long time and I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the support that I get from you guys. So thank you very much. And with that said, I think I'm going to get out of here. I don't really have anywhere else to go today or do. The kids are all at school still. I locked the dogs out of the bedroom so they wouldn't bother me because they do like to bother me. As y'all saw in if you watched that Jingle Drills announcement video, those dogs, They're super annoying sometimes. I love them, but you know, I want to feel like I'm alone because I'm actually supposed to be alone. There's nobody here right now and I want to enjoy my alone time. But the dogs are like kids. They just get in the mix. So, but we are going to Disney for Thanksgiving and I'm going to miss them like crazy. Whenever we are traveling, I always miss them so bad. And it's just like my heart aches for my dogs. I'm like, oh, because, you know, I'm used to seeing them every day, all day long. I'm always home. And so I miss them. So I'm not really looking forward to that. I know it's going to be hard. I was telling Nate that. Nate's like, we can bring them. I was like, no. Not bring that'd be worse, I think. I don't want to bring dogs on an airplane and deal with dogs in a hotel room, and no thank you. And they're not service dogs, so no. Well, I'm good. I love them, but I don't love them that much, I guess. All right, y'all. I'm gonna finish up this section probably and maybe get some lunch. It's a little after 12. So thank you again, guys, for joining me. Hope you got some projects done. Hope you got some work done, whatever you were working on. So I'm going to say goodbye. So if y'all enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. It really does help. And then, just comment below. And if y'all got to the very, very end, I'm going to ask for an emoji. I normally don't do this. I do it sometimes. It's like a surprise. I don't do it every video. Give me a diamond emoji. Okay. I don't know why. I just feel like that's appropriate for this one. Yeah, give me a diamond emoji. And I might be giving something away. I just feel like I need to. I just feel the need. If I feel the need, I'm just going to do it. I want to get some folks ready for jingle drills. So if you are interested in receiving something Christmas related that you can use for jingle drills, yeah, give me. I don't want to do a Christmas emoji because it's not Christmas yet, you guys, but still, it's coming. You got to be ready. And I want you to have time to ship it to you and get it to you. So leave me a diamond emoji and then we'll put it up for a week. And then my next whip and chat, I will send it off to you guys, whoever I pick. Okay. All right. That's all I got for this one. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you in the next one. Okay. All right. Bye guys.